Welcome back to Dreamtime Adventures. Remember our friends Charlie and his blue dragon buddy? And Charlie's little sister Josephine with her magical unicorn Pinky? Well, today they're about to discover that sometimes help can come from the most unexpected places. Up on Creaky Hill, in his crooked laboratory, Dr. Zoop was having a very frustrating morning. After his chocolate river plan had turned into the Burg's favorite swimming pool, and his cotton candy clouds had only made everyone happy, he decided he needed more help to take over the town. Rusty, Dr. Zoop called out, his wild hair even more frazzled than usual. Bring me more spare parts. Today we're building you some little robot friends. Doctor, Rusty said in his usual tired voice, are you sure this is wise? The last time you tried making more robots, instead of causing chaos, they baked delicious cookies to share with our neighbors. That's because I didn't program them correctly, Dr. Zoop declared, adjusting his safety goggles. This time, we're making dozens of mini robots with new and improved programming. With an army of tiny troublemakers, we'll finally take control of the Burg. All day and all night, Dr. Zoop worked on his mini robots. He made them small, about the size of a baby kitten, each one with wheels for feet and little grabbing claws for hands. When he finally finished, 50 tiny robots stood in neat rows, their little metal bodies gleaming in the laboratory lights. Perfect! Dr. Zoop rubbed his hands together with glee. Now, my mini minions, your first task is to cause havoc in the Burg. Go forth and create chaos. But the mini robots didn't move. Instead, they all turned their heads to look at Rusty. Why are they staring at you? Dr. Zoop asked his robot assistant. One of the mini robots rolled forward. Rusty is superior model. Rusty should be king of the Burg, not crazy inventor, man. What? Dr. Zoop's jaw dropped. Before anyone could stop them, the mini robots sprang into action, but not the way Dr. Zoop had planned. Half of them began gathering building materials, while the others surrounded Dr. Zoop. Hey, what are you doing? Dr. Zoop protested as the robots herded him into a corner. Building prison for crazy inventor man, the lead mini robot announced cheerfully. Rusty will be much better king. But I don't want to be king, Rusty protested, his squeaky wheel extra squeaky with worry. I just want to organize the laboratory. That and make sarcastic comments. The mini robots didn't listen. They worked quickly, building a cage around Dr. Zoop with spare parts from the laboratory. Meanwhile, other robots were decorating Rusty with a makeshift crown and cape made from old blueprints. While the mini robots were distracted with their decorating, Rusty managed to send out a secret distress signal, one that would reach the very people he and Dr. Zoop usually tried to defeat. High above the Burg, Charlie heard a familiar beeping came from Buddy's saddlebag. He pulled out a small device that was flashing with an urgent message. Help! Robots rebelling! Rusty! Jojo! Charlie called to his sister, who was practicing aerial twirls with Pinky nearby. You'll never believe this. Rusty needs our help. Josephine guided Pinky closer to read the message. But aren't they supposed to be our enemies? Maybe, Charlie nodded. But remember what Mom always says, a friend in need is a friend indeed, even if they're usually not your friend. As they flew toward Creaky Hill, Charlie had an idea. Remember those baby dragons we saved from the chocolate river? Their family has a nest near here. Maybe they can help us. They found the dragon family sunning themselves on a nearby cliff. The mother dragon's wing had healed nicely, and the baby dragons had grown bigger and stronger. Charlie explained their plan, and the dragons were eager to help, especially after Charlie mentioned it involved causing a little mischief. Meanwhile, the mini robots had turned the laboratory into a makeshift throne room. Poor Rusty sat awkwardly on a throne made of spare parts, while Dr. Zoop grumbled in his cage about ungrateful inventions and faulty programming. Suddenly, 3 baby dragons swooped past the laboratory windows, making silly faces and blowing tiny smoke rings. The mini robots were immediately captivated. New plan, announced the lead mini robot. Catch cute dragons. As the mini robots rolled outside to chase the playful baby dragons, Josephine and Pinky seized their chance. They snuck into the laboratory through a back window, finding Dr. Zoop in his cage. Stand back, Josephine called. Pinky's horn began to glow with rainbow light, and with a sparkly asterisk, ping asterisk, the cage fell apart. My heroes, Dr. Zoop exclaimed, then quickly added, I mean, I totally could have escaped on my own. But there was no time to argue. The mini robots had realized they'd been tricked. They came rolling back into the laboratory, their little metal claws clicking angrily. Quick, Charlie called from Buddy's back as they appeared in the laboratory's giant window. Everyone grabbed some of Dr. Zoop's magnetic rope. Working together, Charlie and Buddy from the air, Josephine and Pinky with their magic, Dr. Zoop with his inventor's knowledge, and Rusty with his ability to speak robot language. They managed to round up all 50 mini-robots. The magnetic rope kept them from rolling away, while Dr. Zoop reprogrammed them to be helpful instead of rebellious. Soon, the mini-robots were happily helping to clean up the laboratory, organize Dr. Zoop's inventions, and even bring Rusty oil for his squeaky wheel. Well, Dr. Zoop sighed, watching his mini-robots stacking books neatly on shelves. I suppose having helpful robots is better than having rebellious ones. But mark my words, this isn't the last brilliant scheme you'll see from Dr. Zoop. Of course it isn't, Rusty creaked, now thankfully free of his paper crown and cape. Though maybe next time, could we try inventing something less likely to imprison you? Like a self-cleaning laboratory? As Charlie, Buddy, Josephine, and Pinky prepared to head home, they couldn't help but smile at the scene below. Mini robots playing tag with baby dragons in the laboratory yard, while Dr. Zoop and Rusty worked together to design their next invention. You know what? Josephine said thoughtfully. Maybe Dr. Zoop and Rusty aren't so bad after all. They're still going to try to take over the Burg, though, Charlie laughed. Probably, Josephine giggled. But that's okay. We'll be ready. And maybe next time they need help, they won't wait so long to ask. And so ended another magical adventure in the Burg, teaching us that sometimes the best friendships can start with helping someone who isn't your friend at all. Join us next time for more Dreamtime adventures, where friendship, courage, and a little bit of magic make anything possible.